Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Making an Impact with Zebu Nation. And today we have for you the mid-season update for the 2020 MLS regular season. Let's get straight into it. Let's check out the competitions here. Wait a minute, let's not do it that way. Let's do it this way. Look at the full Major League roster. Roster? No. League schedule. Whatever. It's the Eastern Conference. And after 17 games, because there's a 34-game schedule, so that checks out. Anyway, after 17 games, we got 6 wins, 4 draws, 7 losses, 22 points, and we're back to a 0 goal differential. So it's been not a great start to the season. The first half of the season hasn't been everything that I wanted it to be. I wanted to hit the ground running and, take all that momentum from last season's MLS Cup victory and just keep going, keep pushing and winning some games. But we've had a lot of struggles. Namely, we've had a lot of different competitions going on. We've had, of course, the Champions League, had the Canadian Championship. We've had the annual struggles with international duty. At one point this season, we have 14 players out on international duty simultaneously. Now, not all of those were regular players. Some of them were loanee players, and not all of them were starters, obviously. But there were some pretty important starters out, and that all of that just caused our team a little bit of imbalance. We've also had some injuries. Take a look at the medical center real quick. You can see Kyle Larin's not doing too good right now, but he's healthy. He's not injured, at least. But two of our starting wingers anyway. Romero, who's our team captain, so that's another little extra level of him being out. And then Mane, our speedster down the right-hand side. And both these guys are injured for long term. 6 weeks to 3 months for Mane. And Romero, 3 to 5 months. So he's out for the season. Let's just forget about Romero. Like he's done. Anyway, all of that has caused, like I said, some inconsistencies this season. And as you can see, it's caused us to drop pretty far down the supporter shield. Now, the Eastern Conference, we're still okay. 5th place, we're in playoff spot. It's no problem. But the Eastern Conference is incredibly weak this year. It's just ridiculous how much better the Western Conference is this season than our conference. So in one way, it's good. It means we're going to make the playoffs. But when it comes to overall record, look at this. We're down to 15th place in the supporter shield. That's, bottom half. So that's no good. And we definitely have to raise that up. Now, the good news is that a lot of teams ahead of us have 2 more games than we do. Red Bulls, 19 games. Minnesota, a few teams have 1 more game. All the teams at the top have 2 more games than us. So that's, that's a little bit of solace right there. But even though they're 2 games ahead of us, they have 10 more points than us or more. Portland Timbers have 20 more points than we do in only 2 more games. So that's, we can't make that up in 2 games. That's not a difference that we can worry about. So what we got to worry about is we got to just focus on being more consistent, more steady, and that's going to come from having a more consistent and steady starting lineup is my philosophy. So we're going to try to pick a starting lineup, go with it for the next few games, come hell or high water, and just see what happens. See if we can build that consistency and get on a winning streak. Because if we look at the schedule, we've had a bit of poor form in the last 8 games or so, including 2 losses in the Canadian Championship. So we're knocked out of the Canadian Championship. Doesn't look like we're going to be making it to the Champions League next year unless somehow we miraculously pull off another MLS Cup victory. We shall see. We'll save that for the postseason. But in terms of the regular season, it's been a lot of losses. A lot of losses since that crazy 5-3 victory over FC Dallas, where FC Dallas just looked like they didn't know what they were doing. We lost 1-0 to Philadelphia. We beat Minnesota 3-0. That was a good game. You know, Minnesota's a Western Conference team, so we sort of showed them that we can play a little bit with the Western Conference, at least with the lower half of the Western Conference. We beat them pretty good, but Romero got injured in that game, so that was a costly victory. We had to bring in the young 18-year-old. Oh, no, that was our... Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I guess we didn't have to bring him in. Anyway, we had to make some substitutions in that game, and that sort of cost us. Sporting KC 1-0. Real Salt Lake 2-0. Toronto 2-0 in the Canadian Championship. 4-1 loss to Portland. Portland's a team I've mentioned already before. Like, how good are they? Well, they're this good. They made us look pretty bad. 4-1. They probably could have beaten us like 6-1. This was pretty bad. They ripped us apart. And we had a fairly, if not completely plausible starting lineup in there. You know, we had Mendez and Jackson Amell in there, Raheem Edwards, Petrasso, Ramos, Andre Taylor, Bruno, Jaguar, Duvern, Thiago. That's pretty much our starting lineup. We can't really put a better lineup than that out on the field right now. And Portland just walloped us, shellacked us. It's no good. So we got some things to worry about. But we did have a pretty nice 3-1 bounce-back victory over LA Galaxy. As you can see, we played extremely well. Had some different players in there. Mendez got the player of the match with 2 goals and an assist. Let's check out these highlights, see how we did. You know, LA is a team that blew everybody away last year, and they got a lot of the same guys back this season. So it was a little bit surprising we were able to do that. There's a turnover. Allen gets it back, sends it in. We had several own goals during this not just this game, but during this whole stretch run, and that was one of them. I count that as an own goal, even though Dom Dwyer got the assist. Or got the record for it. There's Marical, one of our youngsters, getting it to Mendez, and there's his assist to Dupuis. The big man heads it in. But Marical's been a decent addition to our team. Here's Mendez getting a... the goalkeeper's got his hand on his head. Getting a penalty kick there. Now here's Raheem Edwards down the left sideline. He's been playing pretty well, especially teaming up with Mendez. There's a great assist. Just lays it on a platter for him, and he puts it in. That gives us our 3rd goal. But for whatever reason, Mendez and Edwards have been playing really well together. So I've tried to play them together, but it hasn't quite worked out every time. But when it does work, I don't know what it is. They've got a special connection. So anyway, after that 3-1 victory, come back and lose 3-0 against Toronto FC in the Canadian Championship. Our heart was just not in the Canadian Championships this season. So that brings us to our second leg of this LA Confidential. We're going to be playing LAFC at home. So that hopefully that can bring us some luck, but we haven't played well at home recently. Look at our last 4 home games. We got 4 losses. All of our victories have been on the road. So we've got a strange dynamic going on at Saputo Stadium right now. We're not feeling the home fans. Hopefully we change that up because we got a little 2-game home stretch here. LA and then Colorado comes to Montreal. So we got to shore up the home field. But before we get to the game in LAFC, let's take a look at the checklist here. Academy, nothing new. We haven't called anybody up from the academy just yet because we've got, so many young players already on the team. There's no need. Finances, we're still looking strong. 10.7 million. Made 4.65 million this season, so we're okay. I think we're losing money right now. I think we're not a lot. I think we're losing a little bit of money, even though we made a profit so far this month. We'll see how it works out. The board is not happy. The board, there's some rumblings. Very insecure right now at 39%. This is the lowest we've ever been with Montreal. I got some concerns. I mean, we did win the MLS Cup last season, but the board seems focused on the Supporters' Shield this season. They want us to finish around the top of the league, and they're not happy that we aren't there. As you can see in competitions, board is very disappointed with the team's overall progress across various competitions this season. Canadian Championship, out. I mean, they should be happy with Champions League, but Champions League isn't even here anymore. They've forgotten all about the Champions League. They don't care. So I guess they're just not going to take that into account. I don't know. But matches, they're not too happy. Disappointed with the results we're getting on the pitch. Club stature, it's fine. They're still fine with club philosophies. Delighted you're performing and keeping agreed philosophies, which are, play young players and sign young players, so that's fine. Leadership support. Still pleased that we got a good level of support in the locker room, but it's not as high as it has been. So we got to straighten the ship. We got to right the ship and get moving in the right direction. Otherwise, we might have another sad, sorry end to one of our saves. If we get sacked from this job, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know. It'll be difficult. I mean, there are other job options out there. We've had some interviews from teams in England, even Germany, but I don't know. This is an MLS save, so maybe we'll try to knock around and get another MLS team if we get fired from this one. I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Take a look at the club. We're still, looking okay. We're still going up, sort of. Anyway, we're looking good. Finances are secure. 3-star reputation. Anything going on here? Kyle Larin, Romero, Jackson Amell. We're not on this list. They don't love us yet, but maybe one day they'll get to love us. Facilities. We now have great training facilities. We finished our training facility upgrade, so that's good. Still have average corporate facilities, basic data analyst, good youth facilities. So I'd like to increase the youth and the data analysts, but right now that doesn't seem to be an option. I mean, we can ask the board. Finance, we can decrease the junior coaching budget. Don't want to do that. We could expand the ground. No need for that. Cut back on youth recruitment. Nope. Don't want to do that. New contract. Probably not a good time to ask for that. So we can't ask for anything else this season. The board is just not. They're not even giving us that option. So we're going to have to just stick with what we got. Transfer-wise, there have been some interesting things going on transfer-wise. Namely, we made a trade. Traded away Carl Salmon, right fullback. He finally came back from injury. There's no way he's going to unseat Duverne at the right fullback spot. We have, other right fullbacks. So when DC United came for this offer, first-round draft pick next year, third-round draft pick in 2022, said, yeah, you know what? That's probably the best value we're ever going to get for Carl Salmon, even though he was a top draft pick for us. Let's see. So he came from the Super Draft in 2018, one of our first draft picks. I don't remember if he was the top choice overall. He was runner-up for Rookie of the Year in 2018. So, Anyway, he's had a good run with us. I thought there was some place where it said where he got drafted. Maybe not. I thought in his biography it might say. No. Anyway, we traded away Carl Salmon. We got a couple of draft picks for him. And there are a few other guys that we might move in the summer. Crapeau, possibly. Pujol. Maybe even Cabrera at central defense. He's not played that well for us. So if we can just move him on for anything, I think that'd be okay. And then maybe a couple of our young players out there who are redundant. We might get rid of a couple of those guys. But, yeah, we got some moves to make this summer coming up at mid-season. So we'll see about that. Let's see. We looked at the competition schedule. We looked at the medical center. Those 2 players out. Dynamics, right? Dynamics. There we go. So as you can see, the locker room atmosphere is down to average. It's gone up recently. But we got some locker room issues. Crepeau, of course, is unhappy. That's why we're going to get rid of him in the summertime. But other than that, it just comes down to, I think, winning some games. Let's take a look at happiness here. Everybody is, okay or fairly okay. Petrasso is extremely good, so that's good. Slightly happy. There's Crepeau being very not happy. But for the most part, I think if we just start winning a few games, we'll be okay. This team is held together pretty well. You saw all those losses, and we're still in the green. So the team does have some cohesion, and it has been able to stay together through these ups and downs. So let's get to LAFC and see what they're all about this season. Last year was a dip for them. They dropped to 23rd in the Supporter Shield. Not so good. Their inaugural season was okay at 13th. But last season was definite problems for them. Transfer history. They made quite a few trades this season. They traded away Higuaín, Steve Belteshawer. They traded away Dilly Duca and a first-round pick. Traded away a second-round pick. Picked up O'Neal Fisher, Andrew Donner. They traded away Dylan Remick. Traded away Sean Barry. They traded away a lot of players. They traded away O'Neal Fisher after they picked him up. For a second-round pick, they traded him to Orlando for our first-round pick. So good job there. Then they turned around and traded a first-round pick to Atlanta for Miles Robinson. What's he all about? He's a 23-year-old central defender. He looks pretty good. He's currently injured, pulled hamstring. But other than that, for a 23-year-old, he's pretty good, especially physically, very strong, very quick, nice jumping reach. Technicals are okay. Very much a central defender type guy, or a defensive center back, I guess. Anyway, he's a guy who's going to stand there and play defense. They traded away the rights to Terry Murray, for a second-round pick to Orlando. So they made a lot of moves in the trade sphere. How'd they do in terms of transfers? Picked up Gabriel Bravo, a couple of $100,000. He is a winger, attacking winger. He looks okay. Dribbling, finishing, heading, technique. He's 6'2". Got 14 jumping reach, so that's an interesting target out on the wing. They picked up Francisco Navas for $85,000 from Huila. 28-year-old American, wingback / fullback. Yeah, he's definitely a wingback type dude. I mean, he's okay. I wouldn't bet the farm on that guy, but he's okay. And they picked up Ryan Herman on a free transfer, 27-year-old goalkeeper. He looks not so good, but, reserve type dude, hopefully. Then they made several draft picks. They picked up several guys in the waiver drafts. That's interesting. They must have had a lot of roster spots available. So they picked up Romney, Najem, Helfrich, Cody Letterman from Chicago. So they picked up several guys in the offseason and only a couple of super draft picks. Oh, we missed Devier Pereira for $38,000. They picked him up. 28-year-old Colombian central defender. So another defender. Ooh, 6 jumping reach. I don't know about this guy. Can he play I guess he can kind of play defensive midfielder a little bit. But why you would want this guy, I don't know. 6 jumping reach for a central defender is not good at all. So you're using an international slot on this guy. You're paying him $350,000 to be a first-team player. I don't know. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to handle our strikers in the air. So if he's going to start for them, let's hope he is. So let's keep an eye on Parra. Devier Parra. Keep an eye and see if he's out there. If he is, I mean, we're going to go after him, that's for sure. Okay, so there's LAFC. Let's get to the matchup. Going to go with form number 2. Going to stick with it. You know, maybe we should change it up this season, but I'm sticking with it for now. I think if we get off to a bad start here in the third quarter, we'll switch up our formations and give something else a try. Probably go back to the 4-1-2-3 DM wide, the Burning Man formation. Bring Piet in at defensive midfielder. So here we go. We are the favorites, 6-4 favorites. They've been inconsistent recently with 3 wins in their last 5. We've been very poor with only 1 win in our last 5 games, according to this little measurement here, so that's no good. Even though 2 of those games were Canadian Championship games, but still. So decision-making is their strength, and top goal scorer is their weak. Carlos Vela with only 5 goals. That's not so good. Mark Dos Santos is their head coach. We have had no contact with him whatsoever. Yeah, so let's go. Let's submit our team. We are going with, like I said, the number 2 formation. We got Dupuis on the bench, Raheem Edwards, Marical, Piet, Gilio, Boxall, and Lutweiler on the bench. She'll submit that team, and let's go. So it's a fairly familiar bench and a fairly familiar starting lineup. We got Thiago in goal, Taylor and Duverne at the fullbacks, Bruno, Giguère, central defense, Andre and Junior Ramos in the midfield, Petrasso back to his left side position, and we've brought in Mendes on the right. He's a striker by trade, a target man, but we're going to play him out at the wing as a wide target man. He seems fairly comfortable with that role. He's at least green in that role. So we're going to put him out there. I mean, we're paying him a lot of money, but now that Kyle Larin is back, we're going to put Kyle Larin back at his striker position with Jackson Amell and see if we can get some more use out of Mendes. Meanwhile, LAFC is going incredibly defensive. I haven't seen a team play this in a while. So they got Clint Irwin in goal, Vincent, Romney, and Parra. That is not a good central defense. I can see why they would pack it in. That's not a very good defensive team. Navas at the fullback, Perry Kitchen, Luis Gustavo at defensive midfielders, the pair of them. Then in central midfield, Carlos Vela. I guess he's playing left wing, I suppose. Wallison and Finley. It's just a very compact formation. And then Bravo up top is their striker, 26-year-old Argentinian. Not great. This is not a great LAFC team. Where are they at in the standings? We should probably look at that real quick. I mean, I can't believe they're doing so well, but they are 8th in the league at 28 points. So we'll have to see what's up with them. If this, maybe this defensive formation is just amazing. We shall see. Their midfield is doing all their scoring. Vela, I mean, if you count him as a midfielder, I guess. And Wallison, they both have 5 goals. All right, boys, let's see what you got. All right, pep talk. Let's go. We should be winning this one fairly comfortably, I guess. Don't want to get overconfident, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Apply advice. Yeah. We're going to close down on this guy. Vela for sure. I guess Finley, I don't know. Are any of their fullbacks coming forward? Doesn't really look that way. Okay, I kind of want to change up our tactics right from the get-go, but like I want to do control against this tactic, but I think we'll be okay. We're gonna feel it out really early, and if something is wrong real early, we're gonna stick to control and try to hold on to the ball against this defensive formation. Anyway, you continue to struggle here at home. Suggest another defeat today might be your last as head coach. Oh, come on. I don't think that. I hold regular conversations with the board, and they have full confidence in my ability, I guess. Not a great turnout. I would hope for a better turnout with LAFC coming to town, but maybe not. We got extended highlights. All right, so let's go. Yeah, so there have definitely been rumblings about job security. Not from the board. We haven't had a talking to or anything like that. Here's Mendez out wide. See if he can send it in. No, Wallison grabs it. Gets it forward. Not from the board. The board hasn't said anything yet, but the media is definitely hinting that we could be fired, as you just saw right there. So there's a steal. They are definitely slow playing it. Gustavo gets it to Vela. I mean, 4 passes and they're not even out of their half yet. Takes Carlos Vela dribbling all by himself around the fullback Duverne. Crosses it to Bravo. Not real happy with that situation. Carlos Vela just almost scored single-handedly. Here's Duverne with the throw-in, near side. Gets it to Mendez. Mendez back to Duverne. All right, gets it centering pass to Andre. Let's see if Andre can work some magic. Out wide to Petrasso. He's going to go around this guy, yes. Back post. Mendez is there. Heads it to Kyle Aaron. Clint Irwin, though, is on the spot. So as you can see, it looks like we can just go right over the top of their defense. We'll see if that works. Vincent to Vela. Duverne, good steal, but Wallison gets it. Thiago with a nice stop. Seems like those two guys are pretty dangerous. I mean, it's been the Vela and Wallison show so far for LA. Here's Vela again. Sends one in. Bruno heads it out. None of our players even try to go after it. They're just leaving Carlos Vela alone. Sure, that sounds terrible, but do it. All right, Ramos clears it. Good man. I mean, of all the players to leave alone is Carlos Vela. I guess they knew something I didn't, but it worked out. But still, here's another throw-in for LA. Vincent to Vela. Again, they leave Vela alone. Jaguar heads it out of there. 11 minutes in, they seem to be getting all the highlights. Vela to Finlay. Real upset with that. Real upset. Like, we cannot lose to this team. This team is terrible. I mean, they look terrible on paper, I guess, but not so much. Finlay just wide open. Bang, great shot. But he was wide open. Here's Vincent. Vela. Nice tackle. Mendez playing a little bit of defense. That's good. What's he going to do with it? Bangs it forward. Kyle Aaron is there. Let's see if he can hold it up enough for Jackson Amell to get there. Jackson Amell heads it over. Let's give our boys a little concentration. Let's go concentrate. Jackson Amell shot off target at 13:08. Vela offside. Okay. I like these recent events. Midfield's being outnumbered. Okay. Always. Struggle to control possession. That's what I mentioned. All right, 22 minutes in. All right, here we go. Highlight. I almost changed it. Bad header there by Bravo. Duverne chucks it forward. Gets it to Mendez. We now have another outlet with him playing wide target man. There's Petrasso. Let's see what he can do with it. Cuts inside as he likes to do. Andre Ramos. We're controlling it without controlling it. Here's Petrasso. Great pass by Ramos. Petrasso back post to Mendez. He heads it. I mean, we got the right idea, but the wrong execution so far. "28 minutes. Let's retain possession. Here's Petrasso with a free kick. Nope. Nope. Do we have better free kick takers? We should check that out at halftime. I don't know that we haven't set them up or what, or just we've had so many changes in the lineup that it's hard to tell who's supposed to be taking the free kicks. I don't know that Petrasso is the guy taking the free kicks. Taylor with a nice move. Gets it to Jackson Amell. Kyle Larin. Let's see. Let's get it out wide, my man. There's Mendez. He is triple covered. Drops it back to Duverne. Duverne is on support, so he's been playing a good role out there. Ramos, Andre. Good pass up to Jackson. Jackson, can he get it out wide to Petrasso? He does not. Andre gets it out wide to Petrasso. Gets it back to Andre. Come on, boys. Let's make something of this. Gets it in Kyle Larin. Not offside. Not offside. Jackson Amell, deflected shot. Mendez tracks it down for some reason, but I guess it wasn't going out. Vincent saves them from getting a corner, but we do get a throw-in out of it. Perhaps. Perhaps. No. No. 36 minutes and counting. Not good ratings here. Taylor's not looking so hot. Jackson Amell not looking so good. This is a game where I might be inclined to bring in Dupuis just to try to take even further advantage of that small defensive central pairing they've got. I mean, Dave Romney's okay. He does have 15 jumping reach, but he's more of a fullback type guy. We'll see. All right. Wallison is playing well. Vela has lost possession more than anybody. That's good. Lost a lot of possession in central areas. Struggle for possession in the opponent's half. Okay, tactics. Let's let Taylor come forward a little bit, even though he's not really too comfortable with that. I mean, you could sub in Giglio. He's a little better going forward than Taylor. Not necessarily the defensive player that Taylor is, but should we need him? And then, of course, there's that Dupuis situation. Move that in. We could change our mentality to control, but we're still a goal behind, so we can't mess with that too much. Pep talk. Assertive. Where's your passion? Let's go. Get out there. Play with some passion. Probably should have made this change. Yeah. Still okay. It's okay. Let's go balanced instead of... We have been going fairly wide, but let's get a little bit more narrow. Vela, Wallison. Good header, I guess. Jaguar. Thiago chases it down. So we got 6 shots to their 4. Only 1 on target, though. 48% of possession. Yeah. Here we go. Can't lose 1-0. This is not so good. Here's Finley on the move for LA. Taking it out wide, sends it in. Jaguar heads it. Not a great header, my man. Kitchen blasts one just high. That was a dangerous shot, though. Petrasso's taking a slight injury. Twisted knee. Bring in Raheem Edwards. Hopefully now he can pair up with Mendez and they can show that pairing. It's another winger injured. Definitely suffering at the wings, especially left wing. We have almost no left wingers on the roster. So that's definitely something we're going to look to address in the summer. Clear out, a couple of spaces on the roster and bring in a left winger or two. See how that works out. Wallison gets a yellow card. 60 minutes down already. We're going to have to turn up the heat, I think. I do kind of want to hit early crosses and try to take advantage. I don't know if that's going to be a great idea, but we'll give it a shot. Turn up the pressure. See if LA is just going to park the bus. 66 minutes. I mean, the clock is just rolling like crazy now. 69, 70. Not a lot's happening. Navas takes a shot for LA. Kyle Laren takes a shot. 72 minutes already. 73. Waiting for highlights. Come on, boys. Can't let them just shut it down on you. All right. Gotta make substitutes. Jackson Amell playing 6.4 rating. Get out of there. Lewis Taylor 6.2 rating. Likewise. Get out. Bringing in Giglio. See if our subs can make a difference. We need somebody to come in and kickstart this team. Hello, hello, anybody home? Come on, 77 minutes. Ramos is looking furious. Let's demand more. Come on, boys. Do something. Ramos has got a yellow card. He's tired. Well, we used our third substitute. Come on, please. 85 minutes. Help me out here. Do something. Anything. Foul by Bravo. Okay, we're going to take this hit early crosses off. Let's try working the ball in the box. Look for underlap. 91 minutes. 3 minutes of stoppage time. We're going to lose 1-0. This is unacceptable. Completely and utterly unacceptable. Ouch. Another home loss for the boys in blue. Assertive. Not good enough today. I mean, I don't understand it. This team should be much better. I know we got a few injuries, but not so many that... I mean, now Petrasso's out. That's no good. Now the board wants to have a meeting. So unfortunately the media was correct. Your performance has not been good enough. Your position is under serious threat. Come on, we just won the MLS Cup last season. Attend the meeting. Not happy with your current position and are considering your position at the club. Injuries. Yeah, let's look at injuries. We got two long-term injuries. Number of injuries isn't that bad. We don't see it as valid reason. Let's see. Last thing you need is more upheaval. You should show some faith in me. We'll give you more time, but expect you to pick up 10 points in the next 5 games. So that's 3 wins and a draw in the next 5 games. I don't mind you setting a points target, but can you set it a little lower? Okay, in that case, I accept the points total, and we'll get on with it. All right, so we have our ultimatum. 10 points in the next 5 games. It's doable for sure. But this was the end for LAFC. I mean, back with my last save, this is how that ended. So we'll hope. I mean, last time, though, it was stupid because they gave us that proclamation at the end of the season with like 2 games left to go. So we had to do it over 2 seasons. Anyway, now it's a little bit more cut and dry. Next 5 games, we've got Colorado, Vancouver, New England, NYCFC, and Philadelphia. Let's see. NYCFC is down here. New England. Colorado's not so good. Philadelphia. So, yeah, we got some winnable games for sure. All right, so now starts our winning streak. Should have beat LAFC. I didn't think they had a very good team, but, you know, things Things are wild sometimes in MLS. You never know who's going to be a good team and who's going to be a bad team. But anyway, we'll get on with that in the next 5 games. We'll see if we can win some. So until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.